Gaten, welcome back to the
Thank you
show.
so much.
You
Thank
know
you for
I always
having me
love
back.
having you here, bud.
Likewise, I love being here.
I want to get into Stranger Things season 5.
Always.
But before that, Halloween is around the corner.
it is.
And I was wondering, how many people have you seen dressed as Dustin?
Ooh.
How many people
Quite a
are
few.
you for Halloween?
That's fun. A lot of people will show me, if anybody ever has been and I meet them and they tell me, they'll show me a picture, which is always really fun.
Nice.
I've noticed it's mainly grown men.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's great. No, I love it.
You do?
It's fun to see. I like it makes me think that there's like the notion that he doesn't change his vibe or style as he gets older, and like in the potential world where you see him, at 50,
Yeah.
he's just like
Still wearing the hat.
still got the backpack.
But now he's got like a.
Hasn't shaved.
But now he has a beard, and a beer belly.
Yeah,
but he
yes,
still wears
does.
hats from the
He still
80s.
wears hats from the 80s. I like to think it's new clothes. Who knows?
Yeah. Have you ever dressed up in Halloween as someone else as yourself and hit out a little bit?
Oh, I've had a history of some fun costumes for sure. I've liked to recently wear costumes that conceal my whole face and body so that I can walk around and like
Have fun.
have fun and
Yeah, and go to parties.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, who have you dressed as?
I did. Speaking of the specific thing I started doing, you know they have the parade through Greenwich. Every
yeah, the
year.
Village?
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. Is it the Village? Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I was where I was in the West Village, but I was Han Solo in Carbonite, and it was like a big blow up Han Solo in Carbonite, and the only part that was visible was my face, and I had a gray mask to match the Han Solo in Carbonite.
So it's Han Solo in Carbonite.
Yes. What it lacked
When he's
in
like-
mobility, it made up for in convenience.
That's good, yeah, because no one knew it was you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was very large.
large.
And did you have to? Was your hands like this?
The hands were all a part of the costume. So, it was
so your
just
hands
like
could do whatever they want.
They were in like it's one of those those like blow up T-Rex costumes.
Yes.
That were, like there's like the vacuum on the bottom that like blows the air.
Yes, it
in.
blows the whole thing
Yeah.
up. So so was that the only time that you've dressed as Han Solo? That
Not the only time I dressed up as Han Solo.
you dressed up
I
as
dressed
Han
up as
Solo
Han
before?
Solo, not in Carbonite. I think a year later.
Because you wanted people to recognize you as Han Solo?
This was at a Halloween. Bash.
Party, yeah,
Yes,
bash,
indeed.
yeah. That's pretty fun.
It was fun.
You love the Star Wars.
Oh yes, indeed. I love the Star Wars.
You're very. I know you're a voice in Lego Star Wars.
This is true.
That's a dream come true.
It is the absolute dream come true. Thanks. That's very nice. Yeah.
Who do you play? Who do you play
I
again?
play a young lad named Sig Griebling,
That's right.
and he is a little Lego Star Wars character.
How
and
fun is that?
It is so much fun, especially because the character in the show is a Star Wars fan himself, which it just means that he's like a history buff.
Yeah.
Because he's in the Star Wars universe and he's like obsessed with like Luke Skywalker and the tales of old because it takes place after everything happens, and so he's just like a
It's
history
also
nerd.
Mark Hamill. Is
Yes,
playing,
Mark. We got Mark. I don't know how we did
play
it.
Luke Skywalker in this.
I just first name basis Mark Hamill.
Mark
I've
Hamill,
met
yeah,
him
I call him-
twice. I don't know him like that. I wish.
Mark.
He's great. He's so
He's
nice.
bragging. No
He's
big
really-
deal.
No big deal. I
Yeah.
can't believe we got him. It was very nice of him to do that for us.
Did you? I was going to ask you. Did you ever get asked to play Chewbacca? Because you kind of do. Well, you do that kind of. You do that purr.
Yes, I do.
You're like, oh, yeah, like you go like.
Try it. That's exactly it.
I can't do it at all.
perfect.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I even the fact that no.
Yes,
How dare
that
you.
is not many people can do this.
But the fact that I haven't done it since like season 2, and every time people ask me, I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore.
Oh, come on.
But now I just did.
That became your kind of signature thing.
Yes, it did. It was Caleb came up with it. Because me and Caleb can both do it.
Yeah.
Caleb McLaughlin.
We love
plays Lucas in Stranger Things.
Yeah.
He's a wonderful actor. Yes, we do.
He did it first?
We just did it at each other constantly. Because we both discovered we could do it. And when you're 13 and like you realize you can do something that others can't, you annoy the crap out of everybody by doing it all the time.
Yeah.
And we did that. And he's like, you should do it for the scene.
No way.
Talking about the pearls. And then it just became the thing.
I'm a big
of
fan
podcast.
of you, and I watch the show.
Thank you.
And now I have kids, and my oldest daughter's into Stranger Things.
Yay.
I rewatched the whole jam.
This is good. How old's your daughter?
She's 12.
Does it scare her at all?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But she likes it. She plugs her ears when she's scared, which just makes me laugh.
Same. Me too.
Don't look at it. Don't look. Why are you plugging your ears? It's not,
way.
the volume's not going to scare you. This frightening
It's
vector.
all in the music. Are you kidding? That's half of a jump scare.
Really?
Bah.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm
true.
talking
Yeah.
about? You know what I'm talking about?
But I know something scary is gonna come out. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
she's just like,
It's like when
you can
plug-
feel it.
It's like when you don't like food and you plug your nose so you don't have to taste it. as
Taste it.
well.
Yeah, that's right.
Same
Yeah.
thing.
But she loves you, and
That's very
we love
nice
you. And I'm
to
like,
hear.
Daddy knows him.
That's, that's adorable.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
that's
love you,
good to
bud.
hear.
So season 5's coming out. I love you guys. You've been coming on the show since it's been 10 years.
Just about.
Yeah.
Just like 9 years. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
this-
boy.
When you guys
There's a
first came on the
picture.
show. Yeah.
Granted.
Wow.
Now.
Known you for a while. The Duffer Brothers, who are geniuses,
They are.
They confirmed that Eddie Munson will not be returning this season. I was curious if there was anyone from the Upside Down that you would want to bring back, who would it be?
Oh.
And to help you narrow this down, I'm going to show you 8 iconic Stranger Things characters.
Whoa.
2 at a time. You tell me which one that you'd
The
pick.
ones that are no longer with us.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in the Upside Down.
Of course.
And then we're going to narrow it down to 4 characters, and out of that you pick 2, and out of that you pick 1.
A little bracket.
A bracket.
Bracket. I
Ready?
love this.
Ready for the first
This
one?
is great. This is
Yeah.
great. Yeah. Are you kidding?
All right. We have Eddie Munson,
There he is.
and we have Billy.
Oh, Eddie.
Eddie.
Down.
Yeah, Eddie was your friend.
Well, here's my thing. Also, like Billy, assaulted my friends.
That's true.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, but but it wasn't him doing it.
Forget that. I'm just saying.
wasn't him.
No, even before all that, season 2,
Oh, he was.
he wasn't like the best.
No, he's not the. Yeah, he wasn't the best. But this dude is the best.
dude rocks.
This dude rocks.
Are
I
you
love him
kidding?
so much. All right, Eddie
Yeah.
Munson made the. All right, now.
good.
This is round 2.
Okay,
Papa
Papa. There he
or
is.
Chrissy Cunningham.
Oh, this is good.
I loved
You know
Chrissy
what?
Cunningham. She was great.
I do too.
I wanted more of Chrissy.
I'm always so intrigued by Dr. Brenner, but here's my thing: is that he's the one who kept on. He poked the bear here. He's the one who kept on trying to dig in and get all this started. Without him, I feel like we'd probably be fine. So sorry, dude.
Wow, so
You
it's
reap what
Chrissy
you
Cunningham?
sow. It's Chrissy. We gotta make.
Wow, I love it. Okay, here we go. This is good.
That.
Well, this is good.
I love the music. Thank you.
We have
Thank you
darts.
so much. Oh,
The Demi Dog.
poor
That's
guy.
your yes. But then you have
throwback. Does anybody even remember?
you have Muse the
there
cat.
he is.
Come on.
Okay, here's my thing. This one is the first one that I actually find to be quite hard.
Okay.
And I know that's controversial because like that one, got that one.
Yes.
Spoilers. But I'm gonna go with Muse because I'm a cat dad myself, and
You are?
Yes, I am indeed. And I
What's
just
the name of your
couldn't-
cat?
My cat's name are I have 2. They're named Joan and Jet.
Ah, I love Joan and Jet.
They're great.
All right, last 2 right here. We have Bob Newby. We love Bob, but we also love Barb.
We also love Barb.
Bob
Oh,
or
this
Barb.
is-
This is a toughie.
This is actually a toughie for sure. Both. Now we're getting into territory like neither
We
one
probably
of them.
spent more time with this.
We did spend more time with Bob. I think people forget that. He's in a good chunk of that second
He is.
season. And I thought he was delightful. But Barb, man, it's
This is all gonna make it to the next
this
final
is,
round. So it
this
doesn't-
is okay, this is great. I'm gonna go with Barb.
Okay, there we go. All right, this is
I'm gonna
good.
go with Barb, which actually shocks me.
It did.
I thought I was gonna go with Bob, but I'm not. I didn't.
You changed it right
I
now.
just changed it right then and there.
All right, here we go. So now we're down to 4 people. First
Okay.
matchup, we got
This is tough.
Eddie and Chrissy.
Oh man, see, this is tough.
This is tough.
I should have. Oh man, because now
You gotta go
nobody
Eddie.
here deserves the
That's your
fate.
bros with Eddie.
I know for sure. You know, you're right. Yep, Eddie.
Eddie, you gotta
did
go
good for
Eddie,
me.
all
He
right.
did for me. Yeah,
Now you have-
see it.
now it
This
gets
is- I'm
tough.
Freaking out.
This is Muse the Cat versus Barb. Both beloved.
Like I said, cat dad myself.
Yep.
But this is a human being. I gotta go with.
you gotta go with the artist. You go with the human being.
I feel like I'm gonna go with Barb, if that's okay.
Okay,
Okay.
we're down to our
This
final
one's
matchup.
tough.
This is tough,
I
right
feel
here.
like this is how it was supposed to go.
And it kind of
The
feels,
two-
yeah, but
two icons, right?
who should come back
Who should
from
come
the
back?
Upside Down? Eddie Munson, a
come
newer fan favorite.
Yes, yes,
Or
yes.
Barb,
Or the
the
classic
OG
fan- the
classic
classic
fan
fan
favorite.
favorite. This
Will
is
she ever
perfect.
come back? We love Barb. Went missing in the pool.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm gonna go with Eddie.
Eddie Munson should come back. Eddie Munson. Hawkins needs your help this season. Welcome back to the show. Look at that. They love you. Happy Thanksgiving to you. What
Happy
does
Thanksgiving to you.
what does Thanksgiving usually look like for you and your family?
It's a great question. It's I got a big family. I got 4 sisters. So I grew up outside of Boston, like north of Boston.
Oh,
so I'll
fun.
go back up there, and unless there's like last year, Finn actually from the show came. He had nowhere to go. He's Canadian, so it was not.
They do it different.
They do it
Thanksgiving.
differently.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's not Thanksgiving for him.
No.
And so he came up and, was my
Hanging out.
friend for the weekend. Yeah, and
That's so-
enjoyed. So if anybody needs a place to go, come on, you can come.
That's so fun. You got to see your childhood home and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And did you guys
Tiny
go out?
beds, like
Yeah.
be next to each other.
That's
Yeah.
getting to know you. That's best friend
Oh,
type
yeah.
of stuff. Come on,
Oh,
bud.
oh, yeah.
I'm a big fan of yours, Joe, and I just saw you did something. You officiated your friend's wedding.
Oh yes.
That's a big deal.
yeah.
Now, I would say I would be nervous if someone asked me to do that, but you did it in your Steve Harrington Scoops
Yeah.
Ahoy, in the Scoops Ahoy uniform from Stranger Things.
I did.
Can you walk us through this?
Yeah. I did my hair actually. I did a pretty good job actually.
You did a
I think
fantastic job. You look-
Sarah would be happy
very
with
impressed.
me.
Yeah, just like Steve.
Amy, I do get that. I get that all the time. Amy Paris, who does costumes for the show, lent me the costume, or one, there's a dozen costumes, and yeah, I heard, I was on tour earlier this year, and Matt and Veronica, who are in this picture, they're getting married. Veronica was like, I think it'd be great. It's a costume wedding, it's Halloween. You should go.
Oh, it was on Halloween?
It was on Halloween. Yeah, so not shown in this picture is the fact that everyone else is in costume. I mean, it looks like I just did this for like 2 random people. These are my friends.
Okay, yeah.
There's a bunch of people in costumes.
You actually brought us a picture of every.
I'm glad that you have this.
People
yeah.
actually are in costume.
We
That
got-
is true. Very good.
We got Wes as the Riddler,
Yeah, fantastic.
We got-
That's good.
Shrek over there.
When you first put on this costume
Yeah.
and first saw it, did you have any idea it would end up being such an iconic thing? I mean, there were kids dressed like you this Halloween. There were so many. I mean, but also you're in it for a lot of the show.
Oh yeah. For a good year of my life, I was in that.
In that Scoops Ahoy,
that
yeah.
Scoops Ahoy.
Did you say like, hey guys, is my character, should he come out of this costume at one point, or?
Yeah, I kind of had thought like, we're in the action, there's Russians, we're like fighting, we're in an underground, lair and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, shouldn't I take off the blouse part? Maybe that handkerchief, I could lose the handkerchief. And the Duffer Brothers were, oh no, you should keep, I think you should keep it on, the whole thing, it's a look, the whole thing is a look. So I think I had I had 2 costumes that year. It was that, and then my last day of shooting, I had like a normal 80s. It was a little tighter this time around, I gotta be honest with you. The shorts didn't fit quite the same.
I also saw online somewhere that there's a Nike Steve Harrington. I don't know if you knew this.
No.
Someone made like an upside down Nike Steve Harrington. You have your own Nikes now.
Wow,
Based
really?
on your character. Oh yeah. You're massive, dude. I mean,
crazy.
because I'm probably going with the members only blazer, Steve Harrington.
Right.
Which is
the
a
members
great-
only is fantastic.
That's a great look.
It's a very, very
You
good look.
have such a. I mean, come on. What do we say to everybody? With Stranger Things 5, okay? This is the 5th final season of the show. Volume 1 was just released last night. I saw 3 episodes.
No spoilers.
No, but 3?
3. It's pretty, yeah. 4 is pretty
Really?
major, yeah.
Really?
It's very good, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No!
For those who haven't seen the whole thing, you've done the whole thing, Volume 1. Something major happens at the end. You don't want to give any spoilers, but what was your reaction when you saw what happens, how it ends?
I guess, I've been on the show for 10 years, and you work with all these different actors, and you get different time with different people, and you see, you read the scripts, and you kind of understand the journey that they're going to go on as they're filming the show. So, reading that episode, I was just very excited to see certain actors kind of do their thing, I guess I will say.
And did you get to see them do it?
When I watched the episode, yeah. Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, I don't want to get you in
Don't
trouble.
listen to me.
No. Well, you've been working the show. This is 10 years of your life.
10 years. October of 2015 is when I first started filming.
Oh, man, you did such a great job,
Thanks.
man. You're a legend. I
Tip
love
of the
your
iceberg.
character.
It's a huge. Someone at the Wrap, somebody said there were 8,000 people that worked on this show. So the actors are the thing. I know.
You did a great job.
You associate the actors with the show and with the characters, obviously, but it truly is just a testament to the massive group of people that
There's so
put
much-
their lives into this thing. So.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
What do you want Steve Harrington's legacy to be?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, besides my suit, I guess making it okay to wear something like that.
Yeah, of course.
I think the thing I loved about the character and love that they gave me is that he kind of has a change of heart and realizes the error in his ways. And I think right now there's kind of a lot of opportunity for that, for people to sort of choose to do the right thing. And the show is about a group of outcasts that come together, and you can be from all walks of life. But I just love that the character kind of makes that choice, and for that reason, it was just a real pleasure to play for 10 years.
Good job, buddy. You crushed it.
Thanks.
Just the beginning for you.
Nice of you.
I want to show everyone a clip. Here's Joe Keery in Stranger Things 5. Take a look.
Maybe we should go back to the agreement from yesterday.
What agreement?
The no talking agreement. Shh. What are you doing? Henderson, I'm using that. Hey, you little I said I'm using that, man. What are you... Yo, hey! Get off the Beamer, man. Get off!
You were right. For once, we don't need half the crap in there for our mission. In fact, the only thing we really need is a telemetry tracker, which I can affix to any vehicle.
Henderson, don't you touch her.
Henderson.
Henderson, I'm dead serious.
No talking.
Yeah, Henderson, don't you touch her.
Hey!
We got so much to get into
Let's
here,
get
okay?
into it.
The first 4 episodes of the final season of Stranger Things premiered last week, and it literally crashed Netflix.
Oh, it did, right?
Yes.
It's crazy.
You broke Netflix for a little bit, yeah. It's already been streamed 60 million times and was #1 in 90 countries.
Wow.
Not bad. I read somewhere that you said that you feel like Hannah Montana.
I do,
right now.
I do, because
What have the past few weeks been like?
my friends always call me Hannah Montana because I also go to school in the middle of this. I'm a senior in college, actually.
Hey!
And during this past press tour, I was like, I was stayed in school, but I went remote, so I would leave these premieres with all these screaming fans, and then I'd hop in the car, I'd get on my Zoom in my suit, and be like, "Hi, I'm sorry I'm late for class. I was just at a premiere." And
gotta
like,
do both.
it's just the craziest. Like, it is kind of Hannah Montana. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Because you're out there, all these screaming fans, you're wearing like these
And
nice...
the teacher does not care. She's like, "No, you're late. Your work was late."
Yeah, you got to do it, yeah. I know the cast is really tight. You guys always post photos
Yes.
of you guys together.
Yes.
Do people freak out when they see you all together?
Yeah, it's definitely, when we're all together, it's kind of insanity. But I will say, actually, when I'm alone, I've been getting Harry Potter the past few years. It happened 3 times last year, which has never happened to me before. And it's funny because
People think you're Harry Potter?
yeah, they'll come up to me and they'll be like, "I love your show, thank you." And I'm like, "Thank you so much, I appreciate the support." And then they're like, I adore HarryTter. I love the character, and I'm like, "Oh, wrong franchise."
Yeah.
But it's
There are some similarities,
similarities.
to Stranger Things and Harry
Yes,
Potter this
yeah.
season.
There's a little The Boy Who Lived, Zombie Boy kind of parallels.
Yeah. Let's talk about what happened in season 5. We're gonna get into
Yeah,
some
let's get it.
spoilers right here. Sorry. No, I'm sorry. We're gonna have
Wait,
to.
people came here and haven't seen it yet?
No, yeah. That one guy has not
Guys.
seen it. Plug your ears, sir, or
Close your eyes.
security. We can have him removed.
Yeah,
and,
get him out.
get him out. And then we'll bring you back for the next segment. But if you haven't seen Volume 1 yet, maybe pause this,
Yeah.
watch it, and then watch the rest of this interview, because we have to talk, and it begins now. Let's talk about what happened. Oh my gosh! It was unbelievable!
Oh, thank you.
That was the best ending. I was
Thank
I
you.
was
It's
freaking out, but
exciting.
all right, I want to ask you. Let's start here. Let's start at
Okay.
the beginning of Volume 1.
Okay.
Okay, because it starts with young Will.
Yeah.
And it looked like you from 10 years ago. How did you do that?
It's cool because I for the first time I got to kind of step into the director shoes that I've always wanted to try out, and the Duffers were very kind of willing to let me work, and they were like, okay, it's up to you, figure it out with the kid. And I was like, oh, I don't know how to direct. Like,
So I have a kid that looks like you
figure
10
this
years
out.
ago?
But yeah, it was like little kid who was my height, like my stature, and I was like, oh wow, like it's been 10 years. Like that moment was like, oh, like we've come far.
Yeah.
But he was adorable. He's the cutest little kid, and there's
And you
another
gotta
young
teach
Will.
him, and you have to teach him like what? Like,
Yeah,
what-
I was like, okay, so how did I breathe? Like the eyes are everything with Will, so I was trying to explain to him like the big eyes, and then I had to go in a tent, and the duffers were like, okay, so just sit here and pretend like you're running from a Demogorgon, and then it's roaring, and I'm like in my jeans and a t-shirt, and I'm like, like it's so awkward sometimes.
they
to
use your
draw.
face capture?
And then yeah, so then they take that and then they stamp it onto this little boy. It's crazy, but
It's
it was
amazing
it was
how
cool,
they
and
do
the,
that.
The kid was adorable.
Oh, and then can we talk about the end of episode 4?
Let's chat.
Yeah, everyone, yeah. This is there's a giant battle going on with the Demogorgons, okay? And it looks like they're gonna win. And honestly, I gotta tell you, I watched it last night because I'm watching it with my daughter, and we're caught up to 3, but we didn't watch the 4th one. And everyone's like, "You gotta watch the 4th one. You haven't seen the 4th, you're gonna freak out." And I'm like, "Oh no,
That's
no."
what they told me before I read the scripts, and I also like freaked out when I read it.
I was I thought you were gonna die.
Really?
I felt sad. Yeah. I go, "Oh my God, this can't happen. He's my favorite.
I don't know
I
if
love
it
him."
was.
And I see you as Will, but I also see you as Noah too, because I love you. And I go, I don't want him to. And I already told my kids how great you are as a person. I go, we love him. I go, so and it's happening. I go, and you're struggling. By the way, amazing acting.
Thank you. Thank
Great
you.
job.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Great job. The whole season.
Thank you.
You're always great. And then it looks like they're about to. The Demogorgons are about to win, but then we find out Will has powers.
I remember reading that. I remember like people texting me before that script dropped, and they were like, "Noah, you have to read the scripts." And I was like, "Oh, whatever. Like it's another season of," and I was like, "It's fine. I'll read at the table read." And then I was like, more people started texting me, and I was like, "Okay, maybe like I should read this before the table read." And I was like, "Oh, but I don't want to spoil it. I want to read it live there." And I was like, "You know what? I'm in the shower. It's right before we leave, and I'm like, I'm just gonna read it. I need to see what they're talking about." So I skim. I get to the end of 4. And it's, that big reveal. And I was like, oh my God! I was living with my assistant, Brooke, at the time. I burst out of the shower, like half naked. I was like, Brooke, read that last page. And she was like, a trail of blood. You have powers! Yes! And we were literally like, I was half naked. We're sitting there. We have to go. We're 15 minutes late. And we're like, oh my God, I have powers! Jumping around the apartment. We're like, we're late. We gotta go. Like,
Oh my gosh.
oh my! Like I had the same reaction as like a fan of the show.
We went nuts. I screamed in my living room. Me and my daughter were like,
Some of those reaction videos, like, oh my, give me life. Like, it is so fun to watch.
Oh, really? So if you haven't seen it, if you're watching this and you're like, wait, and you've made it through the spoiler, if you haven't seen it, videotape yourself watching.
Yeah, I had so many. I was like, specifically didn't spoil it to my friends this season because I was like, guys, I need all the reaction videos, and I had all of them send me videos. And I'm not on TikTok or whatever, but they send me like people's group reactions, and it is crazy.
I stayed off because
Like,
I knew you were coming out. I didn't want to spoil anything for me or anything. So
Good.
I stayed off,
That's how
and I
you-
just watched
you get the
Fresh.
full
And dude, it was a roller coaster. You made me so nervous. It was unbelievable. But also, by the way, your acting was crusher, buddy.
Thank you.
Because you're writhing around screaming, and I thought, because they're burning the Demogorgon, and then you posted this.
Oh, yeah. So this was actually on the day when I was screaming. I was screaming so much that day that I actually popped all the blood vessels in my face and my body. And this has never happened before. I was like, oh my God, I think I'm
how
going
long
too
were you
far.
screaming?
Like, it's so funny because they cut it. I'm like, oh, it's 3 seconds in the shower. And I was there.
I was screaming for 4
They had
hours.
me there for like 2 hours. Ah! Like, I'm like, guys, you couldn't have extended it a little bit?
A little,
But
scooch.
I called a doctor freaking out, like, oh my God, am I dying? And they're like, no, this is so common. This happens to women in labor. And I was like, oh, of course.
Congratulations.
Naturally, that's, So we went, also, oh my God, I had a tendency to go overboard with the stunts this season, because with Derek, when I'm going to tackle him, they were like,
He's
Noah,
fantastic.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Kudos.
Yeah, he's so good.
But with him, when I was running, they were like, okay, so you're gonna run, go full force, and then just stop halfway. Don't commit. And I was like, so stop in the air? Like, how does that work? So then I commit, obviously, and I run, and I accidentally like pinned him down to the ground. He scraped, like his whole leg was bleeding, and this little boy, I was like, oh my god, I can't, I hurt him, oh my god, and he rises out of the hay, and he's like, it's okay, Mr. Noah, I feel like Tom Cruise doing my own stunts. And I was like, he's the cutest. He is the cutest, but man,
Yeah,
some of
he's
those
very
stunts,
cute. You have your own signature move for when you use your powers.
Yes.
Different than 11.
Yeah, so actually it was originally supposed to just be this, but eventually we learn that it kind of comes like differently. It comes from Vecna. So I kind of wanted to make sure that it's showing like him siphoning this energy out of him. And it was fun, like all this even with the demo vision where my eyes roll back and I'm going like this, like all these moments, they're not explicitly written, like eyes roll back, collapses, twitches when he's stitching channels, like you gotta get to just play. So I was like, had the best time with the Duffers being like, what if we did this? What if we did that? I love Spider-Man. And it felt like a little when I like outstretched my hand up, like it just was so
They
fun.
just let you do that and they go,
And that
try
is
it?
one thing about them, like they will put full trust in all of us, and it's so special. I text them nonstop, like, guys, I know I've texted you 400,000 times, but thank you so much. Like this is so special for me, and like I've like dreamed of having stuff like opportunity like this, and it was, like it's such a dream.
Dude, that's
and
fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you're so grateful. But even the eyes, even your eyes, like
The eyes, and then later in the season, like there's just some stuff where it's like, how do you do this? Like what? And so I was just like, I would channel animals a lot. So like with the trying to not show this like sweet baby Will,
You're different, not baby
like
Will.
pound on my chest and like make myself feel like a 6,000-pound gorilla, and I would hoo and huff and puff and like
Yes!
like you don't see like this little baby boy in there.
No, I
So,
did not.
like,
It's a whole new
dude,
character.
I had a blast doing that stuff.
Can I ask you about the blood,
And then the blood. Oh, like,
Dude, you
oh
got
my
the-
God, that take also, by the way, was,
When you go-
I was like, okay, this is the volume finale. We have to perfect this. We'll be here all night. Like, let's get comfortable. This is gonna be take 100. We do one take, and I run into the tent to watch it with Ross, and we both look at each other like, that's it, don't touch it, check, we're done. And it was just like a first one-take wonder, and like—
That was a one-take wonder.
Oh my God, I was
Wiping
like,
the blood from
I
your
videoed
nose.
it on my phone for the year, and I would like play it on different Spotify scores to be like, oh, how does it sound with this score? Like, maybe we do
Oh my
this
God.
on that moment. They're like, no, we got it. Like, relax.
I thought it'd be kind of fun if we could maybe show everyone what that looks like in real time.
Oh, we're doing it for real.
I actually have fake blood.
Oh. Okay.
If you wanted to maybe see if we can do one-take wonder here.
Okay.
So, all right, what do we have to do? Should we
Can
set
we get a
Rich,
little? Can
Rich, should we set the
can
mood?
we get a little like score going?
Yeah. All right. All right. So I'll.
So which camera am I looking into?
Or which you're gonna look at
This
camera
one.
3. All right. So I'll get out of the way.
So you're gonna put it up my nose.
Yes. All right. So I'm gonna squirt and walk away.
Squirt it up there. Okay.
Wait.
Got it?
No. Jimmy, stop moving. Stop moving.
Okay.
All right. Good. Go.
I like it. So much fun.
No, it wasn't. Perfect. It was a perfect amount of blood. That's how you do it right there. I want to show everyone a clip. Spoiler warning if you haven't watched yet. Here's Noah Schnapp in Volume 1 finale of Stranger Things 5. Take a look. welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back to
I'm
the show.
so happy to be back.
I want to get into Stranger Things and talk about everything. I want to talk about you. When did you first start acting, by the way? How young were you?
I first started acting when I was about 7 or 8 years old. I was in a drama camp and I just kind of fell in love with it.
What did he have you do in the drama camp?
Yes, I had a very specific experience of charades. It's like a core memory of mine, honestly. It was charades, and I was a light bulb. I was doing a light bulb, and I was just like, this is it. This is my calling. This
You
is
had to
what
do
I want to do. Yeah.
you were like, there was a light bulb moment.
There was a
and
light
you
bulb
were-
moment, exactly,
Can
yeah.
you give us a little light bulb?
Honestly, I can remember. It was a little bit of like a little bit. It was that,
Yes.
and then it was like
That's-
that.
Please sit down. Please sit down, everyone. Please sit down. Oh my. Stranger Things. It's done. The episodes are finally coming out. They are fantastic. You are fantastic.
Thank you.
How does it feel now that it's out? Now that it's out in the world?
Oh, it's amazing to finally be able to talk about at least some of it.
That's interesting.
I mean, you know, I know it's been a while since it's been out and people have seen it, but it's also we've been sitting on this information for a couple years now, so it feels.
And you can't
feels
talk
good.
to
And you
anyone or
can't.
hint.
And you can't. No, I feel like you have to keep your voice down. I feel like there's been a couple times when we're out at restaurants together and it gets a little loud and I get a little nervous that someone's saying something, so it's nice to kind of have that.
So you can talk about the first 4 episodes.
Yes, the first 4. Yes, it gets a little tricky. You're like, okay, well, I can talk
You're like,
about
what
this
happened?
and
Yeah,
not
we can't
that.
talk about that. Yeah. Were you happy with the way it ends? And no spoilers.
Yes. Yeah.
They do a great job, right?
They do a great job. I think we were all really happy with how it ended and how our characters got those moments. So yeah, couldn't be happier.
And do you get the scripts and go like ahead of time, or do you like to be like surprised? Do you just go like, or
I like to be surprised.
You do?
Yes, I like to have that moment like with everybody. You know, it's like reading a great book. They really
all the
read so
writers are
well.
fantastic. It's
They
so
are.
well written.
So good.
Also, the Duffer Brothers are geniuses.
They are.
They're just insane. Where it goes, if you haven't seen this first 4 episodes, it's fantastic. You are great, and I love what your character. I love how your character. I love the arc. I love how she's grown because she was kind of like the kind of goody two shoes, and now you're holding a sawed-off shotgun. Like, I was like, wow, you are a badass. And I love the look.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you
yeah.
help with the look with Nancy Wheeler?
Good. I have some input. There's been some conversations. This season especially, I was very adamant about no skirts or dresses and no heels, like pants and sneakers.
Are you in heels a lot?
I just end up running in heels and dresses a lot. They did sneak a dress in this season, but it was okay.
Yeah. That's so funny. Yeah. Good. Paying up. And the wigs?
Yes, the wig. The wig is a very important part of Nancy. I got a wig starting season 4, and yeah, it was like every day going into that hair trailer and seeing my girl Kat. We were just like, there she is. There's Nancy. Every day you put the wig on, and there's Nancy.
Yeah. And you were nice enough to actually.
Yes.
You saved the wigs? You took them home?
I got the. I didn't take. They
gave them to you. You didn't steal anything.
I got a couple of the wigs.
No
the
one
actual
stole
wigs.
anything. But you actually brought us some Nancy.
I did.
So we can-
I brought some of the wigs.
Nancy wigs. My God.
So fresh.
They are gorgeous. I totally see Nancy Wheeler. I can't believe this is freaking me out. Let me spin it around so everyone can actually see the full deal. This is a full. This is. Oh my gosh. Could I try one
I
on?
want to try.
You mind?
I'd love it if you would try on one of these wigs and maybe experience becoming Nancy.
Really?
Yeah, I think that'd be.
I would love
you like
this.
to do
Would,
that?
could I? Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it matter which one?
Absolutely no. I'll. Yes. I mean, they're made for my head, so we can both.
You have such a smaller,
I
more petite, beautiful head.
I don't know.
I have a
Maybe-
giant, big head.
Hopefully it fits. Okay.
Okay. Well, this is exciting.
you
Here we
just
go. We're
give
getting
it a
into
little-
character. Okay.
Okay. Oh wow! Oh great! Amazing.
This feels right.
Okay.
Nancy, this feels now. Could you give me maybe a line, like a
Yeah,
Nancy Wheeler line?
A good Nancy Wheeler line.
Yeah,
Okay,
'cause
how about nobody deviates from the plan, no matter what. Got it?
All right. Nobody deviates from the plan, no matter what. Got it? You are the best. Come on.
amazing.
I want to show everyone a clip. Here's Natalia Dyer in Stranger Things 5. Take a look.
Hey, if you don't shut up right now, Santa, I swear to God, I will shoot this tracker into your potato sacks. And you know I'm a good enough shot to hit any mark, no matter how small.
Jesus.
Now set up my target.
Okay. Quite large, actually. My potato sacks.
Come on, that's how you do it. Volume 1 of Stranger Things 5 is streaming now on Netflix. Volume 2 will be released Christmas Day. The final episode will premiere on New Year's Eve. And I also heard they're going to release in some theaters, right?
Yes.
How exciting is that?
I know, insane. I can't believe it. I feel like when they told us that, I was like, oh, that makes sense. Like, it didn't seem out of the ordinary, but I'm definitely going to be sneak surprising some audiences, so.
I want to get into all these things and things that we can't talk about, but one is since the last time you were here, you adopted a baby, a beautiful baby.
Yes!
Congratulations!
Thank you.
It's the greatest thing as
Yes.
a dad of 2 girls. It's the greatest thing that you'll ever do.
She is the best.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
So
you.
happy for
Thank
you
you.
and your husband,
Thank you.
Jake. And how's now? I want to ask you, how's little Winnie, your dog, dealing with this?
Shh, you've met her.
She's been on the show.
Yeah, she sat right here.
Yeah.
She's been, it's a hit to the ego.
It is. It-
Yeah. I think she doesn't understand it. She hasn't acknowledged her presence yet.
Yeah.
But my daughter now has totally figured out that she's an animal. You know, before it was kind of like they were also. It's a power play for her. She knows what she's doing. She's like, I'm going to ignore you until you disappear, basically. And I'm like, Winnie, I have sit-downs with her. I'm like, she's not going anywhere now.
But does Winnie think that she is a human?
Of course, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Winnie understands the English language. I don't think you understand. Last night, she took one of my daughter's bath toys and ran it up the stairs, and I said, I saw you do that. And she poked her head around the corner and just death stared me. I was like, she
She's like-
knew. She stopped on the stairs to be like, yeah, that's right. What are you going to do about it?
She's a professional, by the way. We did a TikTok together once.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
She knows action.
And she said, actually, she ran with us.
Yeah.
She's a very great dog.
I know.
Love your sister. Love your sister. There's lots of family.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you have to love everybody. By the way, I saw your family was with you again this appearance. They're backstage rooting for you.
Yes.
They love you so much. Your friends and family. Since the first time you came on the show, your family's been coming.
Yeah, every time. My parents are so supportive. My siblings are here tonight. It feels so amazing. Like, they've been on this journey as long as I have, which I think is kind of, you know, like everybody's like, oh, how has it been for you? And I'm like, yeah, it's so emotional, but it's also really emotional for my family, my parents who have taken me to set every single day for the last 10 years, and they didn't stop when I was 18. So, you know, they were always there for me at my lunches and stuff like that. And my sister, Paige, got married during the production. I was planning her wedding during the production of season 5. I was her planner. Basically, I got married, got serious wedding blues. If you know, you know. And I was like, I'm just going to plan yours. And she's like, was like, great. And so I was planning the wedding with blood, basically, on Zooms, with blood all over me.
Fighting Vecna.
Fighting Vecna and being like, I really feel like the tablescape needs to be more blue. and then we finished, and obviously she got married this year. And I was there basically just on a bike, clipboard in hand, radios, just loving the whole thing.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's the best. I mean, like you said, you've been here since season 1.
Yeah.
And gosh, now it's the final season.
I know.
And that must have been bittersweet.
It really was, yeah. I think, you know, everybody kept kind of hyping it up and I didn't really know, like, how I was going to react. And then the night before the last table read, we didn't know what was going to happen. Like, nobody knew. I actually did know. I actually I like to blackmail the directors. I have, like, you know, high school pictures of them that I will say, I will release this if you don't tell me what's happening. But I snuck into the writer's room and I saw this really big whiteboard with all of the endings on it. And I was just like, so much to process. And so I knew, but the night before the cold read, no one knew anything. And Noah and I made, like, you know, there's 30 cast members on the show. It's such a big cast.
Yeah.
We made 30 friendship bracelets for everyone with charms that described their personality. So when we went in, we gave them to everyone. And it was just a really wholesome day. Like, we didn't sit at a table, we sat on couches and we just cried for basically 2 hours straight.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the greatest thing to watch and to just experience. I'm watching with my daughter now.
Yeah.
And so I'm rewatching the episodes.
Yeah, and actually, I just wanted to say, so speaking of bracelets, for my 11th time on the show, I thought, what should I bring you to thank you for having me on the show for so many years, always taking care of me? So I brought you 11's bracelet from the show, which Hopper gives to her in season 2. And because you've been such a paternal figure and always looked out for me, I wanted to give you this to say thank you.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious? I love you. That is unbelievably the most thoughtful thing ever. Oh my gosh. This is
I wore that
gorgeous.
for like basically 8 years straight, and it's the only one, so yeah.
If you ever need it, buddy, you know where it is. I have it. I'll take such great care.
Give it to your girls, and they can be a superhero. So yeah, means the world.
Wow. That's the nicest thing. Thank you so much.
Of course.
I thought it'd be fun to go through fan theories with you.
Okay.
And just see. I know you can't say anything.
Oh my God.
No, I don't want to get you in trouble. You won't get in trouble.
This
but
is
just
what my friends do. They come over, they pitch theories, put me on the spot. I don't know what to say. I do confirm and deny things, but I'm not online, so I don't see the theories. So they're basically my in-person theory machine where they give me all these.
We're not going to hold you on the line for any of these theories, but just make it.
I've got a good poker face. Right, go on.
All right. When the Demogorgon is first chasing Will in season 1, the lock on his front door opens on its own from the inside. So 11 may have been involved and used her powers to help it take Will.
I've actually never heard that one. Did that happen? I can't even believe that people remembered that. Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Well, I mean, I can't confirm or deny it.
Okay. That's good. That's a good. How about this? Vecna is not the main villain. He's just being controlled by the Mind Flayer. You all made the same reaction. Everyone was like,
So I feel this is what a very agreed upon theory. Okay.
All right, we're all
I
thinking.
mean, yeah, that's great.
Karen Wheeler, Mike, Nancy, and Holly's mom, is Vecna's little sister.
This is hilarious.
That's
This is-
that's hilarious.
This is hilarious.
Yeah. And the show would never do anything like that. The entire series is actually just a game of Dungeons and Dragons that the kids are playing. No.
I've actually seen one theory about this, and I thought,
I just feel like
It was an alternative theory. It wasn't similar to this, but it was almost bang on.
Okay. You didn't happen to see that theory in the Duffer Brothers office, did you? Oops. How about this? 11 and Will are twins who were separated at birth.
Noah and Millie were separated at birth.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah.
You guys are besties.
I saw he sat here the other night. I waited up.
Were you
and
so
watched him.
psyched to know, spoiler everybody, plug your ears if you haven't for volume 1, but that Will has powers? Are you...
I was fuming. Are you joking me? We're giving out the powers willy-nilly. No, I was actually really happy. When we did the read-through, I couldn't believe it and I was just looking at him like, we get to be superheroes together.
Yeah! I was so happy. As a fan, I was so happy because he was coming on the show and I wanted to make sure that I was caught up right to that episode.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, you gotta watch, no spoilers.
It's such an important episode.
Yeah, and I'm watching it and I'm just like upset because I go, oh no, he's gonna die.
Yeah. Well, I would have died had he died.
Yeah, okay, good, perfect, yeah. How about this rumor? Eleven has time traveled to present day because of what she says to Hopper at the beginning of episode 4. Watch this.
6.
Oh, God.
7.
There you go, yeah. 'Cause you knew about... I know, I'm way too old to know that. But also in the first episode of season 5, we see Eleven's missing poster. Can we zoom in on that birthday there? 6, 7.
They've really done me up here, haven't they?
Yeah.
I just when I saw one video and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Every season is a meme of somehow of Elle or even just me. And this year seeing that, I thought, oh, and it's so weird that I pause and I was like, oh.
6, just say it. 7. Yeah, she did it. I want to show everyone a clip of your amazing work. Here's Millie Bobby Brown in Stranger Things 5. Take a look.
11. I have been looking for you for a very long time. My name is
Dr. K. I know who you are. Know who you've taken. And I also know that you and your men are going to die.
Wow! Come on! Millie Bobby Brown, Volume 1 of Stranger Things 5 is streaming now on Netflix. Welcome.
What else do you do?
That's gotta feel... Yeah, that
feels pretty good.
It's gotta feel good.
What else do you do but stand there and just take it? I didn't know what to do, so...
No, take the love in.
Yeah,
That's right. And you give the love... You
give the love back.
You've given us love for 10 years. We gotta give a little back to you, bud.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I'm actually psyched. I'm holding your album.
I know.
It's real, bud.
It's real.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, that's the name of the album, but also...
Oh, right.
Yes.
Right.
When is your birthday?
It's on the 23rd, and I'm turning 23.
This month.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. You told me that you got yourself a guitar, or someone got you a guitar for your birthday when you were 4?
Yeah, my mom got me a guitar when I was 4, but it's fun. It's really nice that she did that, but what 4-year-old is good? Some 4-year-olds, I guess, rip on guitar. I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I just stared at it for 4 years and didn't touch it.
I was gonna say, what do you do at 4? Yeah.
Just look at it.
Yeah, it's like art in your bedroom, I guess.
Yeah, well, it would be. I would brag about. I would go into school and be like, I play guitar, and then I would just strum it with open strings, and it wouldn't mean anything.
No, it mean nothing. And when did you start playing real songs? What music were you into?
I mean, the Beatles were the things that got me, the band that got me into everything. Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah. Help.
No way.
Yeah.
Help was your album?
That was my album, yeah. And I was so obsessed with it, I would play it over and over and over again. So, bass was my first instrument because of Paul McCartney. So.
He's my fave.
The best.
He's the coolest. But
yeah.
I was gonna bring up no connection, but I was gonna bring up your new project, what you just got to do. It came out today, actually.
Yeah.
You got to direct a video for George Harrison.
I did.
Of the Beatles.
I did.
Yeah. Think.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
I know.
You directed the video to Give Me Love, Give Me Peace on Earth, Give Me Life. Come on, that's the greatest jam.
I know.
How did you get around to doing this or get this opportunity?
It's it's a very odd turn of events, the way that it came together. Name drop, Fred Armisen, who's a friend of yours.
I love Fred Armisen.
Fred Armisen, who I met very briefly in Los Angeles. We were talking about music, and I had already known the Harrison family a little bit, just was already friendly with them. And a week after meeting Fred, he gave me a text and was like, "Hey, they're having trouble. The Harrison Estate are finding it hard to get a director for the Give Me Love video. Like, would you mind if I put your name in the hat?"
ring? Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah." Like that's something that's like you can't pass up that opportunity. So I worked with an amazing group of young artists in Toronto and Canada, and they did a stop motion video, and it's sort of it's George gardening, and it's in his garden because gardening was a huge part of his life.
It's very George.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to make something that I feel like he would have liked. Obviously, it's a weird thing because he's not around, but
Yeah. I think he would have loved it.
Yeah.
I watched it today. It just came out today, so it's on YouTube. Check it out. It's really
Yeah.
great. Congratulations.
Thank you
on
so
this.
much.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's crazy.
I know.
And here's your vinyl. The album is real. Happy birthday is out.
Thank
This is your
you.
debut solo album. You've been coming on the show for 10 years.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
I know every horrible phase.
No, we're not.
Every puberty phase.
No. You were always a good, come on, you handled it so well. You were always cool as a cucumber, man. Come on. And now you're going to be performing for us tonight. Double duty, talking and
duty.
performing.
I know.
I appreciate that.
Dude, thank you.
You're a talented dude.
Thank you.
You're playing a song for us called Trailers After Dark.
Yeah.
What's that one about?
That one's about. It was a really odd. I don't know if this is even a thing in America, but in Canada there would be this channel on cable that like played around the clock, just trailers. It's just trailer. It would just play new.
Oh, movie trailer.
Yeah. To me, that is like the most. I don't know, like why that was a channel.
It's kind of a good idea.
It is a good idea.
I would tune in.
But that was like a big thing. I would like watch this movie channel that was all trailers, so I would watch that with my family, and then it kind of came. The inspiration came from that. And then I really didn't like the song actually until I actually started recording it, and it was in like a folder for demos.
Yeah.
And I kind of skipped past it. My friend Kai, who was producing it, was like, "What was that one?" I was like, "Oh, that's just this one about this trail. Like, it's not great." He was like, "No, let's listen to it." And then I saw it kind of through his eyes, and he kind of added some things that really elevated it, and became like one of my favorite songs on the album. So.
Like, how do you come up with the song? Do you hum it into your phone or?
Yeah, humming it on my phone, or like, I don't know. Pick up a guitar and just like.
And go for it.
Hold on for dear life, I guess.
You recorded this in Chicago, where your good friend, one of the coolest dudes, Joe Keery, is a big part of the music scene out there. I love that dude. Were you influenced by him at all? Did he?
Hugely, yeah. Joe is a huge influence for me, and still is. And
he's talented. His band's great.
His band's amazing, and he was like one of the first people that I ever knew that was actually in a band. Like before Stranger Things came out, he was like kind of a cool older brother. I was 12, he was 22.
Yeah.
But he was like fresh out of being in a really cool psych rock band in Chicago, and introduced me to like a ton of music that I think really informed everything. And so, yeah, I wouldn't be here without Joe.
I love it. Come on,
Yeah.
that's great, bud. So happy. I love this. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's talk Stranger Things. We
Yeah.
gotta talk.
Let's do it.
It's great. We're in the middle of the 5th and final season. Volume 1 has broken all kinds of records for television and Netflix around the world. Already, this season's so massive. By the way, a lot of more action in this scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
have to train for all this stuff? This is like...
Oh, yeah, you can tell by how huge I am.
Yes. I was gonna say yes. I was gonna ask you, are you taking steroids? But
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
We'll get into that scandal later.
I got in a quick pump before this.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I can tell you've got the best forearms in the business.
In the business, that's what they say.
Yes, of course.
No, I mean, I basically since high school didn't really have a lot of physical activity, as you can see. And then season 5, the Duffer Brothers texted me. We're like, hey, just to let you know, there's a one-take scene that's 3 minutes long where you just have to run kind of nonstop. And the last time I did that in the show, it was just like a casual scene where I had to run off camera. And they made me do it 20 times, and I almost puked every time.
They're coming out tomorrow, the Duffer Brothers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, ask them, the Duffer Brothers, for them to get me to run and then be like, Finn, why are you sick? That's not normal. Those guys could not run. It's like, I was like, you try
Yeah,
this.
you run.
You try
You
it.
do it once.
You try it, you get winded immediately.
Yeah.
But no,
crushed it.
but I'm glad that they gave me this opportunity to like I don't know, redeem myself. So yeah, I like got this this trainer to help me like not die while running, essentially.
Has that
it
inspired
worked.
you? Are you going to get into running at all?
I stopped the minute those cameras cut.
Never again will you
Never
run.
again will I run.
Or get on a bike like from the 80s.
Yeah, the bike in the 80s, yeah. My dad was a bike racer growing up, and he's
wow.
a cyclist. And like, you know, we had to ride bikes obviously from the show. And I remember like first season.
You must have been proud.
Yeah, he definitely was until I was like, I told the other guys, I was like, my dad's a bike racer. So this should be pretty easy. And then I got on the bike and crashed like into a tree immediately.
Because 11 is on the back?
Nope,
right?
solo. Solo by myself.
How sad.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
That's the kind of guy I am.
Yeah,
I
you are, yeah.
suppose.
The last scene, you filmed the last scene, and you know it's the last scene. You know, no spoilers, obviously. They call cut. What do? Do you start bawling immediately? Do you hide?
Yeah, I go into a corner and I hide.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a really odd thing. I don't know. You know, you must have at some point in your life, I don't know if like when you finished SNL or like it's a big moment of
your life.
Yeah, like transitioning from this like really tentpole thing that was a part of your identity for so long, especially because it was our childhoods. So it was a lot to take in, and
yeah, you all kind of grew up together.
We totally did. It was like our weird little version of school, except the school was in front of everyone.
Yeah.
And then the end was like it was very emotional. They called cut, and I got to spend it with my other cast and the other kids, and I said before the take started, I told the cast, I was like, before they call like wrap, before we go out to the crew and say like, let's just take like 3 minutes for ourselves. Like once they say cut, let's just spend time and like really collect ourselves and really just like try to be as present in the moment as we possibly could. And that was really like the most special moment ever.
That's awesome, buddy.
Yeah, I love them.
I love that.
Yeah.
One of the first times you were on this show for Stranger Things, I asked you to tease the upcoming season in one word. Now, since you're here for the final season, I thought maybe I could read the titles of the last 4 episodes.
Sure.
And have you give me a one-word reaction to each.
Yeah.
No spoils.
No spoilers,
But one word.
Okay.
All right, ready? Volume 2, Episode 5 is Shock Jock. One word.
Crispy. Yes.
Episode 6 is Escape from Camazotz. Nice. Haunting music.
I'm like trying to remember what happens in 6. I would say like shocking.
What'd you say for the first one?
I said crispy.
Okay.
Those are 2 different.
I know they're different words, I understand. But they're just, I got confused. All right, so episode 7 is The Bridge.
Oh man. Enlightening. Or, enlightening. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Volume 3, Episode 8, The Right Side Up.
Emotional.
Thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
You're the best. Congrats on the final season. Dude,
Thank you.
next time you're on the show, we'll be talking about something else.
I know, it's so weird.
It's weird. I'm so happy for you. You've always been a cool guy. I want to show everyone a clip. Here's Finn Wolfhard in Stranger Things 5. Take a look.
Mike the Brave. He goes on these adventures called dungeon crawls.
What's a dungeon crawl?
Basically, he explores these underground worlds where he fights monsters and evil wizards and sorcerers and stuff. But Mike the Brave is never scared. So whenever I'm feeling frightened or nervous, I just imagine that he's at my side. And I feel better. So maybe the next time you get scared, you don't need this Mr. What's-It. Maybe you just need Holly the Heroic.
Holly the Heroic?
I was gonna wait a few more years, but
That's Finn Wolfhard right there. Volume 2 of Stranger Things 5 begins streaming Christmas Day. And the finale premieres New Year's Eve on Netflix. The Duffer Brothers, I'm so excited to have you here. Welcome to the show. There's a lot to get into here. You've created, you've written, you've produced, directed one of the most successful, one of the greatest shows in TV history. How does it feel? I mean, you've been a part of pop culture for the last decade.
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't know. It doesn't feel like anything. I think mostly Ross and I are just so focused on making a show, which is good. Because then you can't, everything else you don't think about.
You don't
as
think
much
about
as
what
possible.
comes out and what it's doing.
No, now it's like TikTok and all this stuff. But you look at it occasionally, but it's unhealthy.
But then we're here, and it's like, what? What are we doing here? This is great.
You deserve it.
Yeah.
It is like, yeah, this is surreal.
Was there a particular moment that you, through the years, when you realized, oh wait, this show's kind of a big deal?
Well, no one thought season 1 was going to be a hit. No one did. Netflix didn't. We certainly didn't. Yeah. But I remember when it came out, it was sort of slow. It was like word of mouth. But then I remember there was this giant mural of Barb in Australia. And at that point,
I love Barb.
Like, something is happening. People are actually watching this.
Yeah, and then SNL made fun of us. And that, so like once you're getting made fun of on SNL, it's like, okay,
yeah,
this is a real thing.
I read somewhere that you went to film school, and, but you got into one film school, but then you decided not to go because they wanted to split you guys up.
That's right.
True.
Yeah, Florida State. Sorry.
No,
sorry,
why
Florida
are you
State.
calling them out?
Might
as well call out all the film schools that rejected it.
No, just call it that one. Where'd you end up going?
Chapman University in Orange, California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got to, and you when did you know that you were going to be directors? How young? When did you first get your first camera?
First camera was 3rd grade. We got our first camera, and we started with just making movies with like our stuffed animals. So we did like a trilogy. We did Stuffed Father Part 1, Stuffed Father Part 2, and Part 3, which was the worst.
That's so funny. Oh my God.
But yeah, and then so that was Stuffed Animals. Then we graduated to like putting ourselves in movies. So that was the 4th grade. We did it with our friend. It was a feature adaptation of Magic the Gathering, that card game. We were obsessed with that at the time. So we adapted it.
You adapted and made Magic the Gathering.
Magic the Gathering.
Now you've never shown this anywhere publicly, but you actually brought us a clip tonight, and I think you can see. I think you can see the influence this had on Stranger Things. Here's Magic the Gathering by the Duffer Brothers. Watch. Oh my, wow. The special effects, I don't know how you got to float off the ground a couple inches. You could barely see the wires.
Well, the acting's incredible. The potential is obvious.
The potential.
Work, yeah. Our parents saw that and said they're going to make it.
Something like that, yeah. We're going to be fine, yeah. Did, Matt, you were telling me that one of your daughter's first words were...
It was Demogorgon. So it was like, I think it was
Demogorgon.
Like it was like Mommy, Daddy, Demogorgon. But I mean, obviously that was intentional. I taught her that. But we have a pinball, a Stranger Things pinball machine in the house.
Is there Stranger Things pinball?
There is. They are. It's incredible for anyone who collects pinball machines. The 20 of you.
No, I love pinball. It's my favorite.
Yeah, you get to shoot the ball in the demo's mouth, whatever. But anyway, she's really into monsters now, which is great.
You're proud of that.
She's 4, so
yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
Was it Demogorgon? Did it always look like this in your brains?
Not always. Not always. We knew season 1 we needed it to be a guy in a suit. We didn't have a lot of money, so we were gonna put a guy named Mark in a suit, so it had to fit Mark.
Yeah, okay.
We got the skinniest guy we could find.
Yeah.
Mark's skinny.
He is very skinny.
Have you met Timothy Chalamet?
He would have been great.
He would have been perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was available.
Yeah. So you got Mark, and you got him in a scary suit, and then you go, now what do we do?
Yeah, and then we worked with a concept designer, and the main thing that we told them, a lot of designs came through, but the main thing we said is we want to be able to have a design that if you're a young kid and you've seen the show, you can just draw it very easily. So that's how the petals came out, because it is pretty simple to draw.
Yeah, it's basically a flower and then arms and a leg.
Oh my God! Yeah, now they look at it, it is a flower man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You actually really stare at it.
I gotta say, you have a great eye for casting. It's one of the best casts in the history of television. Every single kid is charming, smart, cool. They act great. I can't get enough of them. And then 10 years later, they're still great. That's, gosh, you guys won really hard on that. How did you cast this?
I mean, well, first of all, we had amazing casting director, Carmen Cuba. And then
Carmen Cuba, yes, shout out.
Yeah, she's amazing. And so you just cast a wide net, and then a bunch of kids obviously submit tapes. And then only very few of them can act. So it's not that hard, right? I mean, most of them are pretty bad.
Yeah.
And then you're just looking for a kid who feels real and authentic. And also, it was like, who have we not seen on television before? Like Finn's, I know he was just on, but Finn's tape came in. He was sick in bed, and his dad was filming him. It just felt very real. And I was like, I haven't seen a kid like this on TV. Gaten looked like a little Muppet. And we just fell in love with him. So it was almost immediate. It wasn't like we brought in a lot of kids to test. It was like we knew who they were. Really.
Millie Bobby Brown, but even Nancy, Steve Harrington, Derek. Let's talk about Derek.
Yeah. He was just on.
He was on, dude.
I'm so proud of him. He made it to your show.
Yes, he did. Well, he's crushing right now. People love him.
I know.
He's the best.
I love everyone here. I thought I would ask you about how it all ends. I know you can't tell us.
Yeah.
But did you know in your head when you did season 1?
No, because we thought.
You say yes.
Oh,
when
right.
someone asks.
It's too late. I've said no.
Wow, brother alert.
I know.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
We had originally planned it as a one-season thing, and we were shopping it around. And then Netflix, everyone said no, except.
So everyone said no to Stranger Things.
Everyone said no. Yeah.
So what's that like when you're pitching this and you're like, no, trust me, this is cool. It's set in the 80s.
You see it in their eye. You see it in their eyes right away. You're like 2 minutes in the pitch, and it's just dead eyes.
Sometimes even sooner than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like you walk into the room. And just nothing.
They don't care. They don't care.
Just not. They see me in Ross.
No one It was a show. Now it's a success. It's easy to say, but it was a show not for kids, starring kids. It was set in the 80s. No one wanted a period piece, and so it was. And then were just failures. So it was not a very sexy pitch. But Netflix, they said.
But look at you now, man. You showed everybody. Yeah. Come on, man. You work hard. You can do it.
You got to have that Marty Supreme.
Yeah, you got to have that. You do have that. The ending. Are people online are all guessing how it's going to end? Have you seen any theories, and are any of them that you've seen correct?
No.
Okay, there you go. Wow.
I've seen a lot of theories. None of them have got the ending right. None of them.
Okay, good. Yeah. You keep it tricky every season. I go, how are they going to do this still? And you keep me. I go, that's another great move. They did another great move, and I always love seeing it when you guys direct. I thought it'd be kind of interesting to do. Again, no spoilers, but I have a bunch of Funko dolls of all the characters.
All right. Yeah.
in Stranger Things. Yeah. So these are very cute. Yeah. But I was just wondering if maybe.
Yeah.
You could arrange them on my desk in a way that gives a few hints to everyone of how the rest of Stranger Things will go.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
No,
we'll figure it out. We'll talk.
You will? Roots, can we get some doll movie music?
Doll movie music. All right.
Do you want me to do anything?
Here?
Yeah, I'm going here.
Wait, do we need to move this?
Yeah, you want to move this back?
Yeah.
There we go. We need space.
Yes, you need space for this.
We
Okay.
need space for this. What is Barb doing here, man?
What do you mean, what is Barb doing here? Really?
Task season.
Barb! I don't believe this.
These guys.
Barb! I always rooted for you, Barb.
Oh, wait.
And I still think you're going to make an appearance, but I don't know.
They're gonna topple.
Oh my
That's
God.
the idea.
All right, that's the idea. Do you want me to hold that there?
Is this making good television?
You have more?
That's good. Here's gonna go here.
Oh, someone just fell.
Someone's dead.
Someone just fell. Do you want me?
I think I'm gonna go.
Do you want me to get it? Do you know who it is?
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
What if I pull Barb back up?
There's Jonathan.
He goes, just put him there.
Yeah, put him there.
This is Steve.
Yeah, this is Steve. Oh.
Whoa.
He's fine.
Like that?
Oh my God, was 11 in water?
Well, 11's in one.
Oh! There it is. Guys, that's how Stranger Things ends. Thank you so much for being here. Congrats on the last 10 years. You guys are brilliant. I love you, man. You're so talented. This is a really big deal. Guys, they brought us, and this is a really big deal, a never-before-seen clip from episode 5 that we're going to premiere tonight. Here's an exclusive look at Stranger Things 5, Volume 2. Take a look.
We get Will close to the hive mind. Once he is, he jacks back in. Only this time, he doesn't go after a demo. He goes after Vecna. One blow takes him out, ends him, ends his army, ends this nightmare. That's it. What do you think? Any ideas, thoughts? There's no bad ideas.
I mean, I think it's a great plan. I mean, it's a great plan, right? Hey.
Yeah, no, yes, it's a great plan. It's just, it's just.
Will, you took out that demo with your mind?
I mean, 3 to be exact, simultaneously.
Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit.
A real-life wizard.
A sorcerer, actually. His powers are
Innate. Yes, thank you.
What does that matter?
It matters. Can we all just focus, please?
Matt and Ross Duffer. Volume 2 of Stranger Things 5 begins streaming Christmas Day. The finale premieres New Year's Eve on Netflix. Caleb, is this the first time you're on by yourself?
Yeah.
First time solo. Usually you're with the gang.
Usually with the gang. This is my first time sitting here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming back. You were here 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
I mean, here you are. Look at this. This is my favorite. Look at you in the bow tie right there. Come on. What do you remember about this appearance?
I couldn't wait to wear my bow tie on Jimmy Fallon.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because prior to that, my mom always used to have these different bow ties, like different styled bow ties, and I would wear them to like events that I did on Broadway. And I was like, oh, now I'm gonna actually wear it where a lot of people could see it, and Jimmy Fallon's gonna see it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a memory. Yeah.
I mean, you were a kid here. Now you have facial hair. I mean, you have a. I think you're the first Stranger Things cast member to have facial hair on the show.
Yes, definitely.
On us, yeah. Wow,
Definitely.
this is a big deal for us.
I
Wow,
know,
yeah.
I know.
You're growing up right before me, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Is it easy for you to grow a beard?
Yeah, it is actually, which
Really?
is strange. I didn't want it to be. I actually like the clean shade look.
Oh, it's so hard for me. It takes me 3 years to grow. Yeah.
Well, because do you experience ingrown hairs? Because that's what happens with me. Like the reason why I found out I can grow a beard is because of the ingrown hairs. It's not like, oh, I wanted to grow a beard. It was like
You have to get out of that phase?
Yeah, because it was like
Sometimes my beard goes in red.
Oh.
And then I'm turned into a leprechaun, and I
Oh.
have to go give gold to rainbows, and it's very busy. I don't like doing it.
That's funny.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah, but you've been crushing it on Stranger Things.
Thank you.
And every time you show up somewhere, you look fantastic. Your fashion
Thank you so much.
sense is on point, bud.
Thank you.
In fact, really.
Thank you.
In fact, Esquire magazine just recently said Kelly McLaughlin has become the style MVP of Stranger Things. Come on.
Thank you. That's a lot. But
Have you always been into fashion? I mean, you got that nice brooch. You
Thank
look
you.
stylish.
Yeah. I've been into fashion before. I guess being in the public's eye, I think fashion is a way I express myself and how I feel.
Yeah.
Dress down, dress up. It's not what I'm trying to do. It's just like what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's like a feeling.
Yeah, you're feeling it.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be kind of fun, if you don't mind, to maybe look at some of your looks and maybe talk
sure,
about
let's
what
do
you
it.
were going through. This is the recent London premiere of
Okay.
Stranger Things. Who's this guy?
Nice.
Looking good.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Well, what are you rocking there? Do you remember?
Yeah, Joshua Kane.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what were you feeling that way? You always
I felt like a prince, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, love that.
That was like the whole, I think the chivalry vibe I feel that Lucas has. So I was representing his spirit.
You are chivalrous.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah.
do feel that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm loving this.
Yeah.
How about the Netflix To Doom 2025, the live event? Look at that.
Yeah.
Show a little leg right there.
Yeah, so a little leg.
Yeah, a lot of leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of leg.
You're showing a lot of leg
Yeah,
there. Yeah, that one you just kind of went for. You
Just
thought
went for it, you know?
thought
I
it was
was
gonna
like,
be hot. You thought it was
leg.
gonna be hot maybe that night. You're going.
It's like, yeah.
I'm
It
gonna
was. It
wear
actually was really hot that day too.
It's perfect wear to
It was
wear.
perfect.
Yeah, you look good. And
Thanks.
then this is you at the Met Gala. Come on now.
There's the beard.
There you go.
There's the full beard. Yep.
Yeah.
Looking quite dapper, by the way, right there.
Thank you. Yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Before we get into the final season of Stranger Things, you have a movie coming out in February that we wanted to mention. And since we have Carmelo Anthony on, this movie is an animated film called GOAT.
Yes.
And it's about basketball.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes.
And you're the voice, and Steph Curry's involved.
Yeah, he's in it and is producing it, and it's with the same artist that did K-pop Demon Hunters and Spider-Verse.
Come on, bud.
Yeah. And
Come on, bud.
no, it's really exciting because I mean, honestly, as a kid, I looked up to Stephen Curry, so being able to work with him in this film is sick. I've been involved, immersed into the project for about 2 years now.
Wow.
So now it's finally about to come out.
All right,
in
GOAT
February.
is coming out in February. Come on now.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
But we got to talk.
Yeah.
Final season, Stranger Things.
Yes.
Dude, it's kind of weird for me because next time you come on the show, we'll be talking about something else.
Different. I know.
We won't be talking about Stranger Things. We might mention it, maybe.
We might mention it. Yeah.
But we won't.
How can we not mention it?
Because life, you move
Life,
on.
Yeah, you move on.
New chapter.
All good things come to an end. Yeah.
After the last episode, after they yelled cut, I mean, how'd you feel? Was it emotional?
So emotional. I mean, I've been on the show almost half my life.
Jeez.
And it's part of my formative years, so it's something I can never say. I don't really understand the feeling, honestly. I'm in limbo right now, like, whoa.
Is that like
I don't know what this feels like.
Is that like your family to you? I mean, the crew and everybody, the Duffers,
the
everybody.
cast, the Duffers, everyone. It's family for life.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know you got to be very proud of what you did.
Yeah, it's it's like proud is because it's like it doesn't feel like work.
It doesn't.
Like you're proud of like, oh, I did this, but it's like it's just more like it feels like high school, like middle school, college.
You just did it.
I just did it. It's like
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was a kid. Now I'm a man, I guess, right?
Yes, no, you are. You definitely are, yeah.
Nice young man.
You are a nice young man. You are. I know we can never give spoilers, and you've been very good at not giving spoilers.
Yeah.
We won't do it tonight. But tell me what happens in the finale.
Ooh.
No, but were you happy with it? How about that? Were you happy with the finale?
Yeah, people always ask me that, and I'm happy with the experience because of the story. Like I auditioned for the role.
That's right.
It's not about me. It's not about, what do I want Lucas to do? The Duffers created this amazing story that a lot of people could relate to, and I'm happy with the story and how it ended. And I don't want people to think I'm not happy with Lucas's ending or whatever, but I am because the story is so good. And I can't wait for everyone to finish watching the rest of the series.
You have such a great arc in the show, and you're fantastic.
Thank you.
And we have the Duffers on the show, and they were saying, how do you cast these talented kids? I mean, how do you know that they can do all this? And they go, we actually changed the characters based on who we cast.
Yeah.
They're like, we love Caleb McLaughlin. Like, we loved Finn Wolfhard. They all just had, Millie Bobby Brown. They were just cool kids. And we're like, these are cool kids with like different versions, different vibes going on. And like, and we put everyone together. I'm like, in Gaten.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody was like, this is the perfect cast.
Wow,
Noah, it's
so
just
nice.
well done, man.
Yeah, everyone's so talented. I love them so much. They're my siblings for life.
Yeah.
And like I think about it now where I felt like I learned Lucas first before I learned myself.
It's tricky, right?
Yeah, and now like his chapter is closing. I'm like, whoa, wait. Caleb has more to go.
Wait. Now I gotta do more about him. You got a lot more to go, bud.
Yeah.
A lot more to go, and you're gonna keep going. And hopefully you keep coming back on our show.
Of course.
We did this thing with Finn the other night where I asked him, I told him the title of the episodes of the last 4 episodes. No, he said one word to sum up each episode. Okay, and I was just wondering if you want to play the same game.
Let's do it.
I can tell you what he said, too.
Oh, yeah.
All right, ready? So volume 2.
Okay.
Episode 5 is called Shock Jock.
Oh, yes.
Okay? Finn said the word crispy.
Ah, nice.
What do you say?
I say electrifying.
Episode 6, Escape from Camazotz. Finn said shocking. What's your one-word reaction to episode 6, Escape from Camazotz?
Adventurous.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Adventurous.
Yeah.
I love that. Episode 7, The Bridge. Finn said enlightening. What do you say to that?
Connective. I love this music.
Just good.
Let's keep it rolling.
What music? There is no music
Oh,
playing.
yeah, there's
It's
no
just
music.
in your
It's-
head.
it's- yeah, it's just in my head.
Yeah, there's no music
It's the
playing.
score to the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Volume 3, Episode 8, the series finale, The Right Side Up. Finn said, emotional. Your one-word reaction to the finale.
Zenith.
What?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. It's. I have to tell everybody what it means though.
You can tell me what it means?
Yeah, I can say that because everyone probably was like, yo, that's a dope word. And I say it all the time. I've been saying it since I was a kid. I've said it on set. It means when something is at its most powerful point. Yeah.
Zenith.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that word.
It's a great word.
Yeah, I say it all
That's
the time.
gonna be
It's
your
great.
word
Yeah.
from now on.
Yeah,
I want to
it's
show
my
everyone a clip. Here's Kelly MacLachlan in Stranger Things 5. Take a look.
What if I've learned anything over the years? It's never gonna be that easy. Elle's amazing. But she can't do this alone. She's gonna need all the help she can get. She's going to need the party, the full party. Which is why I'm here. The final battle. I feel like it started tonight. And Max, we can't win this without you. If my theory's right, we're running out of time, so if you're planning on resurrecting anytime soon, now is the time.
Come on, Max! Come on, Max! Caleb MacLachlan, everybody! Volume 2 of Stranger Things 5 begins streaming Christmas Day, and the finale premieres New Year's Eve on Netflix.